Welcome to Three Themes Live. I've got Allison with me today, and we are so excited for today's segment. If you have been following along all week, we've been talking about let's go to the movies.
I know, and I love a good movie,
Yes.
a good tearjerker, rom-com, heartbreaker, yeah, you name it.
But today, oh, you just wait, because I'll give you a little hint about what's going to happen today. Anyone know what that means?
I don't know, but it might be popular.
Oh, there you go. All right, everyone, stay tuned to see what's around the corner. You're watching Three Themes Live, where theme number 1 is something to smile about, theme number 2 is something to learn, and theme number 3 is something to discover. Let's go. Hi friends, welcome to Three Themes Live. I'm Kris here at my girlfriend's Cool Shop. So excited to have you with us today on our final day of the week for Three Themes Live. Thanks for choosing to spend some time with us. All right, so we gave you a little hint at the very beginning of what we might be talking about today, but I haven't seen anyone say what it is in the comments.
I know,
I've got Allison with me here. Allison,
oh, brother, you guys, come on. Yeah. You guys know.
Oh, you got to know this. Okay, so any guesses of what movie we're going to be talking about? While I give you another few seconds to think about it, let's go over what we've talked about so far this week. So on Monday, it was just, let's go to the movies. We had a great video montage showing the different scenes from movies.
Oh,
wasn't that wonderful?
Oh, yes.
Well, I know your reaction.
Yes, you know I cried.
Yes, it was really sweet. And then we did a movie quilt, a movie themed quilt. Yesterday was so much fun with Sherry and Fern.
Right. And I am a little envious of your outfit today.
Oh, yes. I should show off my amazing popcorn socks. There we go. Shout out to Cher Bear, who gave me these, and so that's, therefore I had to wear the red and black.
Right.
I had to match somehow, but I've got my popcorn socks on, ready for this, and I'm seeing answers. Yep. Yes, we are talking today about the movie Wicked.
Wicked, it's not just a favorite. And I have to say, Kris, I was really, really scared to see the movie because I have been lucky enough to see it on Broadway. I've been lucky enough to see it off Broadway. I even saw the original with Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel.
Wow.
And so I'm like, is this movie.
And how did it, meet your expectations?
It really, it completely met my expectations. Yeah. I mean, it's the same movie, it's the same storyline, but they did a fantastic job.
Yes, they sure did. Yeah. I absolutely agree. And so, we couldn't do a movie week without talking about the biggest blockbuster, I would say, of the year, of last year. And it left you hanging because you wanted more, and we get that, but we have to wait till next November.
I know, but it'll be so great.
It really will. It really will. So very, very fun. Linda says she has seen the play Wicked, and Marion hasn't seen it yet. Oh. Well, Marion, my friend.
You need to see it.
You need to see it.
Even my husband, who, he's more the die-hard, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, action, type guy. And he goes, I'm going to have to take you to that. So when we went, he went, and he was thoroughly enthralled. Yeah. And he just says, I was entertained the whole time. So that was really, really good. I mean, I've been singing the songs for years.
Yes.
And I said, don't let me break out in song in the movie theater.
Did you? Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, but I had read a teeny tiny little article about how people were so annoyed because everybody was breaking out in song that I'm singing under my breath
Yes.
because I didn't want to be the annoying one.
Exactly. That's so true. So what was your favorite part?
Okay, I of course love the defying gravity at the end where she, she goes up and they kind of part ways. And if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love that part, and the music is just goosebump, breathtaking.
Yeah.
But I have to say, in the movie,
Yes.
my favorite part was the library scene.
Oh,
the whole cast was together and it
absolutely.
was so fun.
Yes.
I mean, it was just so fun.
Yeah, okay. Tell us in the comments if you've seen the movie, which part was your favorite? I'd love to hear. I think for me, my favorite part, I love the library scene. I'm right there with you on that. But I also this is the part I cried, was at the dance.
Right.
And this.
Yeah.
And if you know, you know, right? And that actually had me pretty choked up.
Yes. I like I said, such great acting and such great charisma. And I was really worried. I just was. So
That you weren't going to like it as much, but you did.
I did.
Okay. Very cool. Well, speaking of acting.
Right. Wow. Hold my hand. Kris and
Here we go.
went out on a limb.
Yes, we did. I can't believe we're putting this out there. I can't
On
believe
the web.
it.
I know. We have, who's on today? Did you see who's on?
Who?
Hal is on with us today. We have not seen her forever.
Yes,
and so
hello.
she is going to know that we really, you and I really put ourselves out there. Now this would have been easy for Cindy and Sherry.
Yeah, yes, but not so much for us. But we did it. Are you ready to see the acting debut? Well, I don't know if it's debut because we've done a little bit of acting here.
But this really, I've never done a musical.
That's true. I
Have
haven't
you?
done a musical either. Oh, you just wait, ladies and gents. Are you ready for this? We hope this makes you smile. Let's take a look. Oh, Elfie. You must try this beautiful collection from Tilda. It is absolutely charming and positively perfect for you.
Go, Linda. As much as I appreciate your enthusiasm, I do not see using pink sequins on my perfectly boring navy blue log cabin quilt.
Oh, yeah? No, Elfie, no.
Loathing, unadulterated loathing for your smile, your hair,
Your clothing.
I loathe it all.
I love it all. Oh, Elfie,
Traditional.
with a modern twist. Okay, can I just crawl under the table right
Oh
now?
my word, Kris, what have we done?
What have we done? Have we jumped the shark?
Yes.
We jumped the shark, I think. I'm afraid.
Oh my
Okay,
word.
well, we put ourselves out there. We hope you enjoyed. If you haven't seen Wicked, I mean, right there.
Right.
You know.
What? Come on.
We could save you some movie theater money.
Ariana?
And
Stand back.
that's right. We're coming back. So, oh my gosh. Of course, we had to do some kind of movie with a sewing theme, right?
Right.
So, together, we ended up combining the modern with the traditional, and therefore we had a beautiful quilt, which we're going to show you here in a minute. Yeah, you're right, Linda. She said we should really keep our day jobs.
Oh, Linda.
I'm thinking the blonde.
I love the toss.
The toss. Yeah.
Yeah,
the toss,
I don't
toss
know
with
if
the
you're a blonde, but
I don't know. I had some roots showing through. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
So Sandy on YouTube, she's appreciating your Glinda hair flip.
Yeah, I think I'll stay a brunette.
All right. And I think I'll stay at Girlfriends.
There you go. All right, everyone, if you want to see how that adorable little quilt comes together, we're here to show you, and I promise we won't do any more acting.
Well, maybe.
Well, for at least theme number 2. But you want to stick around for theme number 3 because we have an encore performance you don't want to miss.
Right.
We'll be back right after this. Hey, everyone. Angela Tilsher, author of the book The Miracle of the Mountain Quilt, will be joining us on 3 Themes Live.
We'll also be starting a new Stitch Your Story theme for March, so you are not going to want to miss this one.
Let's go. For someone out there who might not know what a jelly roll is,
40 individual pieces of fabric cut 2.5 inches wide from selvage to selvage. So I sew 2 together, and then we're just gonna put them right sides together
okay,
and sew down one side and the other. I'm gonna create kind of a tube. So you need that 45-degree line right on my stitch seam.
stitch seam.
I'll just make my cut. And then I can just use the right angles. So I will just, when I'm going to make my next cut, just flip over. It's super easy. And then watch how this just
Oh my goodness.
pops open.
Yes, I love that.
And you get 2 different looks from that tube.
Yes, I love that. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Kris.
And I'm Allison, and maybe our acting and singing wasn't as great as you guys are giving us credit for.
Oh, you are the nicest, the nicest.
What
Now,
are girlfriends for?
exactly. Now, we do have to call out Eric.
Yes, and Abby.
What did he, no,
Oh,
I'm saying, what
okay.
did Eric say to us beforehand?
That it wasn't as bad as he thought it was going to be.
Exactly. Thanks, Eric.
When we kind of
Right here,
proposed
man.
it and came up with our script, he's like, okay, whatever you two want. I mean, you are the boss. But I saw in his eyes the definite scared
Yeah,
look of
yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
But with the magic that
With the
our
magic, yes.
video
Team.
video team does, yeah, they made us look much better than I think we were.
Did they?
I don't know.
Yes, absolutely. So thanks, guys.
Yeah. Linda says she doesn't remember those lines.
You don't remember those lines in the play?
She's going to have to go back and look.
Yeah, there you go. All right, everyone, we're here for theme number 2, and we are going to be showing you a few tips that we have for making that adorable quilt.
I know. Look how fun this is.
And, you know, at first glance, you might be thinking, hearts, we're done with Valentine's Day. But this was a twist on being able to bring in a little bit of wicked to it
Right.
because of the pink, the green, the traditional with the modern.
Yep.
And we made it into a baby quilt.
And shout out to Nicole who designed this because
Exactly.
it was so cute. And we just could not pass up offering this to you. So we are just going to kind of go a little bit back to the basics
Yeah.
on a block here and talk about some of the basic quilting things because this comes together really quick.
It does.
Really easy.
Yeah.
But we wanted to offer this up as our inspiration.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, Kris, is I put you on the sewing machine.
Yes, I'm
So,
excited.
We are just going to talk a little bit about the heart, and this is called Hearts in Bloom, and it is available on our website as a downloadable pattern. Also, we've kitted it in the pinks and the green. So we wanted to talk about the hearts, and a couple of things we wanted to talk about is this really uses the flip and fold method. Some of you are familiar with that terminology. That's what we call it here at My Girlfriends.
Yeah, flip and fold. Sometimes people would refer to it as a snowball block
Right.
even. Lots of different names, but the same idea, same
Right.
technique. Okay.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the top of our hearts. And so you use 2 small squares and a segment, which is a rectangle. And I am just going to draw, and I always like to, I have a guide beam on my machine. We're using the Altair 2, and I have a guide beam on my machine, but I still like to draw a line. And so you and I were kind of talking about this. We do things just a little bit all the same here at Girlfriends, a little bit different. But I don't know, there's just comfort in drawing that line
I
for
agree.
me because it's really important that you get this exact when you're doing
Right.
this flip and fold technique, because if not, you kind of have a wonky segment. I mean,
Oh,
you know.
and I've had those before, most certainly, yeah. That walking segment, you try to pull it back and it's going kind of,
Right.
you know,
or you're
wishy-washy.
trimming, or you know, your edges aren't matching up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hand this off to you.
Okay.
And then you say our next
Ooh.
little.
Abracadabra? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Our next little trick.
All right, so I'm here at the machine. I'm going to go straight directly on the line, okay, for this one. And then I have a little tip for our next one,
Yeah.
all right? So let's go ahead and I have my needle in the center position, and I'm just sewing exactly on the line.
Now we used a hot pink thread so that you could see this.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to hand you this next one. Because we're going to
Okay.
go just a
Just a titch.
Just a titch.
Just a titch off. Some might call it a titch, a stitch,
a thread.
a thread. We're going to go a thread off of the line, more towards the corner, the outside corner. And you'll see why I'm doing this here in just a moment. Okay, so rather than being directly on the line, I still have my, the center of my presser foot is directly on the line. However, with the help of my machine over here, I'm going to push my needle over to the right because that's going towards the outside corner. And I don't know if we can get a shot of what I'm looking at. Oh, perfect. I'm going to shift this over by 1. Okay, that's what I mean when I say just a titch. Just a titch will do. So it's
Girlfriend
just over by
terminology.
1. Yeah,
Titch.
yeah.
Yes.
It sounds weird, doesn't it? But that's what I call it. All right, so when I'm still doing this, again, I'm going down the center, but this time I'm a titch off of the line. A smidgen, Liz said, yep, a smidgen will do. Any other terms out there? Love to know. Okay, so let's take a closer look right here at the camera. This is the one I did first, and when I pull it back, and this is when I did it, the one I did directly on the line. Look at that. I don't know how well you can see that.
I wonder if we move it over.
Here we go.
Oh, there
Well,
you
just
go.
because
Yep.
of the white.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't go all the way to the top. There's just a little bit left. And why would that be? Well, it's because thread takes up space.
Right.
And so you have to sometimes take that into account. And so whenever I have to sew directly on a line, I actually do it just a smidge over. Okay?
Right, because
so,
it's amazing. What one little, literally, you're going over 1 or maybe 2 little threads.
And there we go. And
it's
this one
perfect.
goes all the way over. All right, so yeah, William said a nudge would be a good way to put it. So again, I want to show this one more time because this is, I think, really key. This was directly on the line, and you can see here, you can see some of the white underneath and some of the pink. When you go just a smidge off of the line, it's actually going to go all the way to the top.
Yep.
Okay, so
Okay.
there
All
you
right.
go.
Okay, so we will iron those in a second, but I want to do one more. The next one we're going to do is we're going to do the point on our heart, and it's another flip and fold, only we're doing this on a bigger square.
Okay.
So I'm going to draw this line for you. And I'm just using this friction pen, which is another favorite tool here because it just disappears.
That's right.
So I'll hand this off to you, and this one's a little bit bigger. So just think about if we didn't nudge that one over or smidge that one over,
Yeah.
that if we did not, then we would have even a little bit bigger. And you can, I mean, it's not
You can
life
do
or
a
death.
little bit of fudging.
Yeah, you can do a little, you're gonna lose that into your.
I just want to give another really quick tip here, and that is this. When you are doing flip and folds, it's always important that you audition before you sew. So what I mean by that is I'm not going to take it to the sewing machine. I'm going to act as, you know, as if I were sewing directly on that line, pull it back and I go, oh yes, that is what I want. Because how many times have you actually done something like this?
Yes, I know, and then you are.
Well, that's going to give you a whole different
unpicking.
block. That's going to be more like a leaf block that we're going to
Yes.
see here pretty soon in a pattern that we have.
Yep.
So that's not the block that you want. Instead, we're doing this. So again, another tip is just to always audition before you sew. You'll thank me later. You won't have to pick
Linda
out
says
that
that's why
seam.
she's always off on flying geese. Exactly. I mean, it's just that one little teeny tiny movement that makes all the difference in the world.
Yes. All right, so I've got this lined up. Again, my presser foot is going down the center. It's lined up, but I moved my needle over just a hair, just like Ray is saying right there. I like that, Ray. Okay, let's take a look. It's almost like if you don't have, a line that is thick enough or that is too thin, say you used a tiny pencil, for example. Sometimes you're not sure if you go inside or outside of the line, or if it's too thick, you're not sure. Always go more towards towards the corner. Towards the corner.
Because I'm going to
you'll
show
have
you
it
another
over.
thing. Okay, so
Oh, there we go. Linda said an eyelash over.
so we're going to actually take this. Now,
Look how
I
that
always
goes.
look how perfect that is. I mean,
Yep.
so I'm going to actually have you iron right here, because then I'm going to show you another little trick to make it exactly perfect. So
I also want to point out that look at that. That's exactly what you want the top of your triangle to look like, because you've got to account for the 1/4 inch seam allowance. When you add this to another block, if you take a look here, you're going to actually have a perfect point at the top. So if you don't see that 1/4 inch on the background, you may want to reconsider actually sewing
Right.
it over.
Right.
If
Taking
you
it
want to
out.
have that perfect
Yes.
point, right?
And maybe smidge it over, just another
Yeah,
eyelash
yeah.
over, because
Yeah.
it will compensate for that.
Exactly. So I'm going to just set my seams right here and then press them out. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Now, one thing I like to do after you do this is, because we're going to trim this bulk off, but if you turn this to the back, do you see how on this one you can see just that little
Yeah.
tiny bit of white right there on that edge? Right there.
Yeah.
You can just take that off at that point, and it evens it up,
Yeah.
so that you have that perfect edge. And that's why I like to set my seams and then trim after. So I'm just going to take that off just a little bit.
I completely agree with you on that, Allison. The nice thing is, because you know that the block underneath is perfect, and it's perfect to the measurement, then you know if you trim off anything that's sticking out beyond it, you now still have a perfect block.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to take off that. I also have a perfect 1/4 inch right there. So if I take this to the fair, it's going to show, because this does have the possibility of showing through that white just a little bit, and you want that to look nice.
Yeah, and it reduces the bulk too.
Right.
So your long
Okay.
armor will be grateful.
So now we're just going to we're going to put these together, and I'm going to have you do a 1/4 inch seam just
Okay.
right down that middle, and we
All
have
right.
the top of our
The heart.
Heart.
We have the bumps
Yep.
of the heart, right? Okay, I'm switching over to my 1/4 inch seam allowance now. Denise has a really good question in the comments that I just saw. She asks, do you sew the first one on the line and sew a hair over on the next one? Actually, no, I
do
sew
on both.
the hair over on that next one.
Right, I do too.
Okay.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right, okay. All right, do you want to iron both of those?
Sure.
And then we will just put this middle of the heart together.
Okay. All righty. Get this one pulled over. Looking good. Oops. There we go. Okay, so I've got both of those. And then it just goes together.
Yep. Now we're actually going to put a little middle piece in there, but I wanted to show you one more time. One more time, look at this. I still have that little bit of that white right there on the edge that I'm going to take off, because if I have cut correctly, then my base piece is perfect, and then I'll take that.
Yeah, it almost becomes like a template
Yep.
for the rest of your piece.
Then I can take that 1/4 inch off. And
Now, I've known some people, and there's nothing wrong with this either, where they've actually just taken off the middle piece.
Yes.
And they kept the back piece intact. You would still have 2 layers of fabric.
Which is a little bit of bulk.
But, you know,
You also don't show through to the batting.
yeah, exactly.
Or the backing, so it depends on what this white is. So absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Kris, that's how easy that heart goes together.
That's
I mean,
very
is that just
simple.
not so simple?
Yeah.
So that
Let's
is
show again the quilt. Where did that go?
Just right here.
Let's show the heart in the quilt, and then, you know, you can see here that we'll go. Let's put it down here, and we can take an up close look. You can see that the rest is just filled with some flying geese,
which is the same method.
Exactly. And so for whoever had said earlier that their flying geese never seems to work out, try the tip of doing just a titch off, and your flying geese are going to look fantastic. Now, the nice thing about these flying geese in here, look, you have space in between them too.
Yes.
So if you're not absolutely perfect, you're going to be just
Yes,
fine.
these are done with the flip and fold method on there because it gives, they call them floating.
Yeah.
Floating flying geese because
Floating.
it gives you that little bit.
Exactly.
That little bit.
And then the little leaves on the heart or the wings on the heart, however you want to look at it, are just half square triangles. So simple, right?
Yep. So cute for a baby, so cute
Yes.
for a teenager, so cute for an adult. It was so great for our inspiration. Thank
Yes.
you to everyone involved for helping us put this together. We
Definitely.
couldn't wait to show this off.
Yes, I'm so excited. So again, if you are looking for the pattern, you can find it at mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com. We've got it under new releases.
Yep.
And
Yep.
is it free
This
in the
is
club?
not free in the club.
Okay, so this
Yes.
one is
Yeah.
available for purchase.
Yes.
And, but we also have kits for purchase. And if you're thinking, oh, this would make a really cute baby quilt, you're absolutely right.
Yes.
All right. Well, we hope we've inspired and shared a little bit of, you know, some of our tips with you today that might help in your next project. And without further ado, it's about time to have our encore, Allison,
Performance,
or
yes.
should I call you Elphaba?
Yes, Elfie.
Elfie. Elfie's, she's my best buddy, right?
Right.
Elfie is the name. And we're going to do that during theme number 3. So,
I can't believe we did it
I
twice.
can't believe we did it twice either. All right, we'll be back right after this. We're getting back to basics on 3 Themes Live, and last week was all about your quilt borders.
We learned how to create and bind scallop borders, make self-binding baby blankets, and we waved goodbye to wavy borders.
We worked both sides of your mind when we learned about the golden ratio and how a little math can inform your creative decisions when making your borders.
Now I can see into the mysteries of the universe.
So join us live every Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Eastern. It's time to find out why you belong here. Everything's figure-outable. Yep! Oh! Catch up on what you missed on Facebook or YouTube by clicking the links below.
3 Things Live is where we always have something to make you smile
Something to learn.
and something to discover.
Let's go!
We were challenged
Yes,
to
we
do
were.
something with a layer cake.
What we do first is we just make a cut, and then you're gonna end up with these 2 pieces. We're going to just cut all of my fabrics, and then we sew them together, and we end up with something like this. We're going to cut it one more time, and I am just gonna flip this over and kind of match up my middles and make it work. It was
Okay.
fine. So we have these all done. We're just gonna take Kimberbell's project batting, and now we're going to do a decorative stitch. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna trim it.
Yeah.
It's all gonna work out because you have a little bit of room here.
I just love the thought of all of these stacked so pretty in your sewing room before you put them together.
All right, everyone, welcome back to 3 Themes Live. We are now in
The Discover section.
the discovery section, and we've discovered that we're really not that great at acting
Right.
after all.
Right.
And that's okay. We'll embrace that, right?
Right. You may never see it again.
Exactly. So this is your one and only time to see the encore of Elfie and Glinda.
In
Let's
the
take a
sewing
look.
room. Yep.
This thing looks cursed.
Oh, Elfie, this machine is not cursed, it's enchanted. You just push this button right here and it, poof, it magically sews. Ah! Oopsie, maybe not that button.
Oopsie.
Maybe not that button. Oh my goodness, I had to embrace my inner Disney princess there.
Right.
You know, all those
Well, there was
days of
not even
working
a
at
question who
Disneyland.
would play which character.
That's right.
I mean, you
That's
know, we
right.
didn't even have to say, no, I get to be Elfie, no, you get to be Elfie.
Yeah. That's very, very true.
Right.
But you know what? It is true that those machines are simply magical, aren't they?
And sometimes cursed,
And sometimes
but
cursed.
mostly magical.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed that. And to end today, I thought I'd put together a little gift for Miss Elfie because, you know, we're talking about the pink and the green and the black and all the things. So on that magical machine, I was able to make something
Oh, no.
very special. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Well, it is pink with a little bit of green.
Yes.
Oh. Look, I have my own shirt that says, pink is the new black.
Yes. Okay. Pink is the new black, girl. There you go.
You know what? I'm going to put it on
Are you?
right now.
Whoa.
Right now, because I'm
Okay.
embracing my inner Glinda.
I love it.
Yes.
And we thought it would be fun to be able to pass on this design to all of you. So
Yes.
if you're interested in pink is the new black design, it's for the embroidery machine, it's for the 5x7 hoop, and you can find it for purchase on our website, or it's also free in the club. There you
Let's
go.
all say pink is the new
Hey!
black. How fun is
That's
that?
kind of cute. I
Yes.
can see it on cute little girls' t-shirts or sweatshirts too.
Right. On
But-
anything.
Exactly.
Yes.
Bags,
Pink is the
totes.
new black.
I love it.
All right. Oh, what a
So
fun
we
day
hope
and
you
what a
enjoyed
fun
that.
week. I mean, you know, just absolutely love those
Well,
movies.
you know, I said yesterday, I said inspiration truly can be found anywhere.
Right.
And so whether it's the movies, whether it's the books that you read, the walk that you take outside, all of those things give us inspiration for being able to just enjoy the creative arts and be able to do something that we love, right?
And I think as sewists and quilters, we become readers, we become listeners, and we become movie connoisseurs because we
Oh.
always have that little bit of background noise that sometimes we put on there. And so I
Yes,
think that
that's true.
we do. And I find myself watching a lot
Yeah.
of TV and listening
Because you're sewing at
to a
the
lot
same
of
time.
I almost said books on tape. I just
Oh, you
dated
can't say
myself.
that.
Yeah,
Books on
lots-
tape.
Lots
No,
of
no,
Audible
no.
books. So.
Oh, that's great, Allison. Hey, before we end today, I want to give a call out to all of you.
Yes.
All right, we really need your help on this. We have a great week planned here in just a couple more weeks here on Three Things Live, and we're doing things all around scraps. So we want to have pictures of yours of salvage projects that you've done. Have you ever done a salvage project?
I have not done a salvage project, Kris.
They're kind
So
of fun.
I cannot wait because every time I cut that off, those salvages off, I love the sayings and the colors and the designs on that. They
know.
are a work of art in and of itself.
In fact, Abby was telling us earlier that her mom used to, you know, when she would gift quilts, she would roll up the quilt and she would tie the selvage around it, which I thought was such a
That's
great idea.
brilliant.
So anyway, what we want from you is please, if you've done any salvage projects, I mean, zipper bags, I've seen aprons, I've seen all kinds of things made with selvages. We'd really love to showcase those of the projects of yours out there. So make sure and send us a pic, and you can send it to marketing@mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com.
Yes, we
All
love to
right.
feature your projects because
We
you know
do.
we learn so much from you. So
Absolutely.
So help us out and don't
Yes.
be shy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everyone. Thank you again for being with us today. Hey, don't forget, Comment Sold Us tonight at 6:30 p.m.
Yes.
And we definitely want you to be there. Also, as a special note, this is the last week that we'll be doing Comments Sold at 6:30 p.m. Mark your calendars for next week. The time is going to change just 30 minutes earlier.
Yes.
So
get you ladies to bed just a little bit earlier
that's
on the
right.
East Coast.
So at 6 p.m. is when it starts on March 5th. But tonight, we hope to see you at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep doing all the things you love, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.